whimsical. The characters are just, I mean, it's a game from 1995, I want to say, so it's 30 years old. It's somewhere in that ballpark.
But
And
hold on,
I just like
you
how
guys are gonna get very upset at this. There was no
uh
audio this whole time. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there was.
Ah, my leg.
I just saw it right now. Right now.
I'm
So,
crying.
but
I'm crying, man.
audio's in now. Audio's in now because I forgot. So, just a little bit of backstory of what's going on here. I switched to using Stream Elements Live, and because of that, I have to go. I forgot that I have to go to every individual scene and add a stream source because I'm also using the new Elgato Wavelink application that they got. And because of that, since I moved all the audio to that, I forgot that OBS doesn't have that audio. So, oh man. So I guess we'll do a quick introduction and then we're going to continue on with this. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 121. This is the real start. So, Brian, when you do this in post, you
are
can
there
actually
any
have
more
this.
follow-ups? Is
There,
the vertical
there
stream
is
going? Do
a
we have audio? Is
everything is
everything
good.
all systems go? Okay.
All system is go. So we're actually talking about what we have been playing. So we're gonna go ahead and redo that and have Brian do that. And we're gonna just start from here and go.
And they're gonna love hearing my whole preamble. Okay, so
Yeah.
as I was getting into before, I am playing Final Fantasy VI for the first time. I mean, getting into it legitimately. I always bounced off after Narsh every other time I played it. I hated playing it on PlayStation because of how bad the load times were when they had that. It was either the Anthology or Chronicles. I don't remember which one it was, but it was notorious for having really bad load times, which didn't really make sense given that it was a Super Nintendo game on a PlayStation and the load times were awful. I just always bounced off it. Couldn't explain why. Just always did. But I finally was like, okay, this time I'm actually gonna do it. And today I just finished the opera scene, and I really like how simple it is. I like how whimsical it is. It's just very pure feeling. It's just
Mhm.
you go from town to town. The music's great. That opening title crawl is really iconic in gaming, with you being in the Magitek armor with Biggs and Wedge, and you guys are walking towards Narsh, and that music plays with the title scroll. It's really a solid moment. Lots of really good atmosphere and stuff. One thing I will say though is that I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it. Obviously, I'm gonna go through it, but I do not see what the hype is about this game. I like it. It's good. It's a great Final Fantasy. It's a great RPG from Super Nintendo era. But as far as like a masterpiece, the best Final Fantasy ever, I don't see it yet. I'm gonna wait until and maybe I'll eat my words when I finish it, and I'll say, "Oh, I take it all back." But for me so far, it's just when I played Chrono Trigger for the first time, I recognized it right away as a masterpiece. Like within 5 minutes of playing it, getting out of the festival, going in time for the first time, the battle system, it just felt so fresh even in 2018 when I played it. This feels a little bit more typical and more kind of just it's an RPG. It's just kind of paint by numbers, and that's fine. Like I like simple RPGs, like that's good. But it's just the way this game always was heralded to me. Ash, when you're walking around, like it's really hard to concentrate.
It's called
I,
ADHD, man.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
so
listening. As a
I know. Yeah, I just I do think it's good. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna keep playing it, and maybe I'll change my mind. The bosses are really just the boss battle music, the bosses, the environments. It's just all very well put together. It's just I don't see the hype for it yet. I don't think it's better than so far. I don't think it's better than any of the PlayStation Final Fantasies. Um, so we'll see where it goes. But that's like what I've been playing. I also started up Gravity Rush, and I just started kind of playing that recently, and I'm enjoying that. It's a Vita game originally that got remastered on PlayStation. Trying to think what else I was playing recently besides Final Fantasy VI.
Gravity Rush is
Um,
really good.
yeah,
I highly
yeah,
recommend it.
yeah. I'm enjoying it. Like, it's just one of those games I was meant to get back to, and that box art for Gravity Rush 2 is beautiful. It's just like this like very nice blue,
Yeah.
colorful thing, and the original game is like very green and kind of colorless, and the
Yeah.
the two looks like it's a lot more varied and it looks very really pretty. I also played Street Fighter 6 with the My Shinrai DLC and went through that story, and the story was really awful. Did any of you guys play that yet?
I haven't gotten any of the DLC yet.
Okay. The Mai Shinrai DLC in Street Fighter 6. I mean, she's an awesome character and everything. Who doesn't love Mai Shinrai? But it's literally just because I don't know. Have you guys played Street Fighter 6 at all?
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
I played it before, but I'm trying to wrap my head. Who's my Shinrai?
From
She's
King
an
Fight-
from
SNK,
King
she's
of
SNK
Fighters,
character,
Fatal
King of
Fury.
Fighters.
Oh, is that the one with the you know what's?
Yeah.
The red outfit,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
fans and all that.
Is it my Shiranui?
I always heard as Mai Shinrai. It could be
Oh.
Mai Shiranui, but I always heard it pronounced as Mai Shinrai.
Let me see.
I know it's
I mean, that's the American
SHIRANUI, but
Sh-
regardless,
Shinrai? Okay.
Shiranui, Shinrai, whatever the case is. And so like in all the other Street Fighter characters, I don't know about the DLC ones, but the ones that are included with the game, you have like this really nice, I think maybe like 3 to 5 scene kind of arc of a story. And Street Fighter stories aren't fantastic. It's not Mortal Kombat level, but it's whatever. It's an excuse to go through a story mode. But the character for the story mode for Mai is you get to a city which is presumably like a facsimile of New York New York, and you are trying to find Andy, who I think is like her love interest all throughout King of Fighters and everything.
Yeah.
And Andy's away. I got to find him. You go to the city, and then you fight 5 people in a row, and then your last boss is E Honda, and he's like, "Oh, you impressed me with your skill. I'm going to take you to my sushi restaurant or my restaurant or whatever." And then you go there, and then it ends up having like girls dancing, and then she's like, "Oh, this isn't a restaurant." And it's like, okay, like that's a story, I guess, if you in the strictest definition, kind of lame.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
lackluster at best. Yeah.
yeah. So that's pretty much all I've been playing. I can come up with right now. But yeah.
All right, I did look up the name. It is actually my Shiranui because I was confused for a moment. But I mean, if people were saying my Shinrai, then it's whatever. So, but yeah, that's how I remembered her name back then. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. To comment on your Final Fantasy VI, I will agree with you with that. Like how people say it's the best Final Fantasy game. Playing through it, I'm a lot further than you. I'm probably like halfway through the game, maybe more than half. And up to that point, I would agree that everything that I played so far, it doesn't make it better than at least 7, 9. 10 is my favorite, so nowhere near 10. But like even 9 has a lot. I feel it could be nostalgia too, playing because I played 9 as a kid, but 9 has a lot more impact, at least for me. And it could not be fair comparing the two because one is a Super Nintendo game, the other one is a PS1 game, so they definitely had a lot more vision going on with there because the hardware was more capable. But even going back to like Final Fantasy IV was a NES game, or was it NES? Yeah, I believe.
I thought it was SNES.
Was it SNES?
I thought 1 through 3 was NES, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so SNES game, right? So same generation. I thought at least the remake of 4 on DS was amazing. I love all the.
Well, that's why I
stories
brought
out
up
there.
Chrono Trigger, because I felt more of an emotional resonance with Chrono Trigger. That's
Chrono Trigger.
another SNES game.
Super Mario RPG. I would actually rate Super Mario RPG higher than Final Fantasy 6, honestly.
Ooh.
Yeah, I would. Where I'm at. Where I'm at. Like I said, I'm halfway. I think it's halfway because I'm where Terra already turned into. I forgot what.
That's spoilers.
Is this spoiler? Oh, sorry. I thought it's like a, what 30.
Well, I haven't gone through it
He
yet,
hasn't
James.
beaten
Aren't
it
you?
yet, man.
Yeah. What about me?
Don't
You don't care about me?
All right. I'm sorry.
I'm just somebody.
I guess I won't tell you about Kefka or anything like that. Like
Okay, listen, James. All I'm
I
saying
mean,
is
out of the 4 of us here, who's actually beaten Final Fantasy 6 all the way?
you. I think you.
Definitely not me. I mean, I did play a good amount of it.
That was me as a kid, growing up.
I know the ending of 6. Like I watched that, and I spoiled myself on that.
Well, don't extend me the same courtesy, James.
Yeah. So let me tell you how this ends. Where Sephiroth's origin comes from, actually.
Right. Obviously.
James, to like add my 2 cents to it about the whole Super Mario RPG thing. So I love Super Mario RPG. I love the game a lot, but I feel like both Mario RPG and FF6 are 2 IPs entirely. So I think a lot of bias is towards these certain games. I don't know.
They're very different.
Very, very, very different.
The tone and everything is very different.
True.
Yeah.
They do have different tones.
Yeah, but they were both made by Square.
Yep. Both made by
That's
Square
true.
Enix. They're both RPGs, turn-based
That's
RPGs
true.
at that. Like, I don't think they're different in that case. That's like, if you were to say like, okay, me comparing Secret of Mana to Final Fantasy VI, I would give you that, because Secret of Mana
That's
is more of
closer.
a action RPG, where Final Fantasy VI is turn-based. So they're a little bit different there. But Super Mario RPG is closer to Final Fantasy VI than Secret of Mana is.
Super Mario RPG, when it comes to any story that's in a Mario RPG game, is extremely simplified.
Yeah.
Like it's not meant to be complex compared to other
Right.
RPGs and stuff. So
Well, I
that's
guess
why I say
There's
so.
not a mass poisoning at the Mushroom
So
Kingdom.
when you're
you
talking
can
about
see-
when you're talking about story, yeah, I agree. Yeah, they are different tones in that.
right.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG is more lighthearted, right? Like, I'm not saying Super Mario RPG story is
it's like a beginner, extremely
yeah.
beginner RPG for
I guess
anyone
I'm
Might
talking
have been
about
my
like the
first,
whole
actually.
game. I'm talking about the whole game in just general, like in full. Like, I feel that like Super Mario RPG drew me in definitely more than this, just the battle system and everything going on with it, right? Where Final Fantasy VI was just, it's Final Fantasy VI. Like, if I'm a replay as of right now, like if you were to hand me, hey, here's Final Fantasy VI and here's like Final Fantasy 7, I would probably choose 7, PS1 7 over Final Fantasy 6, or Final Fantasy 4. If we
I mean,
choose
it'd be
among the
nice
six
if Final
consoles.
Fantasy 6 got the same remake treatment that Super Mario RPG got,
Mhm.
or Final Fantasy
Like a
3 and
HD
4 got.
remake.
Yeah,
they
Well,
might
no,
maybe.
I don't know. I mean, if they did it to the previous ones, they did it to 3, Final Fantasy 3 on the 3DS, and
Yeah, and
Final Fantasy
4,
4 and
like
the
3D.
the 3D,
Yeah.
like kind of Chronicles, Crystal Chronicles ish kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did,
Like the
yeah.
chibi format.
Yeah, the chibi format. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if they did that to Final Fantasy 6, but I doubt they do it.
Man, that reminds me when 3 and 4 came out, I was thinking, oh man, they're probably gonna do 5 and 6 next, because they did Final Fantasy 3 in 3D and then 4 in 3D. It would only make sense, and then they just stopped at 4. That was kind of dumb.
I know.
I
They
really
could have went with the momentum and just like
do
them all.
Granted, I think 6 is probably a bigger game than 4.
It's huge.
Yeah, so that I don't think 5 is as big. I don't remember.
I think that's why people praise 6 of how large the game is for
Yeah.
the format it was on.
Yeah.
Like how much story they were able to like pack into that game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would argue with that with Chrono Trigger, because Chrono Trigger had a huge amount of replayability off of that game compared to FF6. So I mean, honestly, if I were to been given a choice either to play Chrono Trigger or FF6, probably Chrono Trigger every day, man.
Yeah.
That game was just unique in his own class. I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger is probably the best Super Nintendo game.
Yes, I would probably like third party, or just maybe.
I mean, I would say maybe in
completely.
general. That's what I said. Like, probably
maybe
in general.
Yeah,
It's probably the best Super Nintendo game.
get some heavy hitters. It's
Yeah.
definitely up there
No,
for
man.
sure.
I like Secret of Mana a lot.
Secret of Mana is really good too. I agree.
Because especially as you could play 2 people at the same time.
3 people. Yeah, 3 people.
Well, yeah, if you have the adapter, but yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I'm thinking of Switch with the Mana collection. You can do that. Which is a boss that I've been stuck on. I need help. Maybe you guys can help. No, you can't do it online. That's to be couch co-op. Yeah.
I'm coming to your state, James.
Yeah.
Just to play that.
This is just so we can beat the boss. Yes.
Much better weather.
Asher fan, you guys want to go next? Or what you gonna play?
So what should I call it? Oh yeah, so I actually recently started playing Sonic Mania for the first time. Funnily enough,
Great game.
I think it was mainly because I wanted to push this game off to to the Steam Deck whenever I get the Steam Deck. So now I have it. I was finally able to play it, and man, every level I play, it's like every small reference and Easter egg I see is literally a love letter to all Sonic fans, regardless of the demographic and stuff. And I think so far my favorite part of the game was when I was facing off Eggman in either a chemical plant Act 1 or 2. We were doing a special mini game of basically Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine or knockoff Puyo Puyo Tetris. I really love that. I really love that part a lot, because I'm like, oh my god, they actually remembered. I'm like, it made me feel giddy and everything. So it's really, really fun. And then I recently came back to Tales of Vesperia. I would definitely say this much. It's been I definitely forgot a good amount of the story, so thankfully they have a synopsis thing I can read through to make sure I get caught up to speed on like what happened and stuff in the game. And I think the main crutch of the game is that in order for you to fully enjoy Tales of Vesperia, which this can be debatable, is that you have to mainly take advantage of of some of the more hidden mechanics that they don't really teach you how to use in the game itself in order for you to get all the combos that you want and stuff. So that's one con I would say about Tales of Vesperia. Other than that, story's freaking fantastic. I still love the game a lot. So, but yeah, those are the two main games I'm primarily doing right now. I took a break from not Tales. I took a break from Elden Ring Shadow Erdtree. There's just so much, man. So much in that fucking DLC, man. I'm sorry. God, it's just I just want to be done. I don't know. It's just I love it. It's just I wish I had more time with it. I think that's what it is. Man, there's no way the DLC should be that long. I'd be better off playing the Aegis DLC, since I know that's going to be like 35 hours long or something like that, because it's DLC. But like with Shadow Erdtree, it's like 100 hours long, bro. I'm like, why? You know, it wasn't like that with other Souls DLCs, man. Like, Jesus.
So could you argue that since it's so long, that it's its own separate game, and that's why
is it game of the year?
No, because it's not a game. Because you still need the base game to play the DLC.
All right,
I mean, yeah, honestly, yeah. If anything, I would say the Game Awards would have to go back. What do you call it? Is it
retroactive?
Yeah, retroactive, and they should give like what's it called? The Torna DLC, because that you can do standalone without Xenoblade Chronicles, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you're correct. You're correct. Yeah, you can actually get a physical copy of Torna the Golden Country if you're lucky. But yeah, I remember.
And, they should, they can add that, and that's DLC you can play by itself. That'd be a good topic to discuss. Like, what games out there can you do DLC without the main game? Because there's a few out there. Like Assassin's Creed, Black Flag. They have the other one where you play like his like shipmate.
Rogue?
No, not Rogue. Black Flag has there's a DLC that you can play standalone.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay.
Without Black Flag. There's another one too. I can't remember. There was a few out there though that I know you can do DLC without the main game, which was kind of cool.
Real quick on Sonic Mania, something that's kind of low key cool about it is that I like how the first level of the stages you're in play kind of just the same version of the song that you kind of know, and then the second version's like a really dope remix. And I kind of appreciate that. It kind of like respects the old and the new of the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do like that. Some of them, it has remix music. Some original tracks, like something Saloon. It's like the
what is that?
It's something Moon High Saloon or something like that.
There's that TV station one I know is brand new.
Not that
I forget
one.
what it's called.
It's like a Western
theme.
Yeah, that one is pretty.
I didn't get that far apparently.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, that has probably the best track in the whole game. I've used that song in a lot of my videos.
Is it as good as Sunset Park? Is it as good as Sunset Park?
It's a different
level
vibe.
3 or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's a different vibe. But it's amazing. Like, this is a song you can like just chill to. Like, you're working on something and you have it in the background and you're like, okay, like this is
check
like
it out.
chill vibes. Yeah, definitely. I'll post it at the end of the podcast on the channel.
Cool. I got some news that I just saw off of Twitter, I guess. But before we go into that, Fan, go ahead and talk about what you've been playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have not been playing much at all. I've been taking a little bit of a break.
Okay.
That's fair.
The only last thing I played was a little.
But you were sick too.
Time. Yeah, I was sick for a while. And I've been just every once in a while I'll pull up the Ally and load up Ocarina of Time, and then I run around a little bit on Ghost of Tsushima, but I've been kind of keeping my game playing low key recently.
Nice. I guess I'll finish up before you do the news. Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. Been playing some Golden Sun, Dark Dawn. First time playing it because I played both Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age. Part 1 and 2. Loved them. Never played Dark Dawn because I just never owned it. And I finally decided, hey, I got this. I got to do the review on this. Let me go into something. Really
what is that?
Deep. This is the Retro Pocket 5.
Okay.
And yeah, Golden Sun is favorite series ever. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it's an amazing series. I love it. It's something that I wish would come back. Honestly. But yeah, I'm playing Dark Dawn, and so far where I'm at, I like it. Like I know a lot of people hate it. They feel like it's not, how can I put it? It's not as good as the other two. And I've heard like the
Dark
hate's
Dawn's the DS game,
because
right?
yeah, Dark Dawn's the DS game,
Yeah.
correct. Uh and somebody did tell me it's because of the story. The story feels like a whole giant side quest. I think I was talking about it on a stream and somebody told me that. I believe so. That's where I was talking about it. Some I know somebody somewhere told me that the whole reason why people don't like it is because it feels like a whole giant side quest, and that's
Well,
why
you be the expert on that, James, because you hate side quests. So
I
if you
do
like
hate it.
this, then yeah.
I will tell you, he says Dark Dawn is sick. Yeah, with a close second, Lunar Silver story complete and Eternal Blue. Yeah, I gotta
Oh, I can't wait
say
for that.
those are gonna be amazing. Eternal Blue, that's Lunar 2, I believe, right? Eternal Blue, yeah.
Yep.
That I maybe it's a bias again because that was my first Lunar game, and then I played Silver Story after. But I really liked Eternal Blue. I thought it was really fun. I can't wait for that collection. Ah, so soon, so soon.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, Dark Dawn was sick. Yeah, I haven't played it. Yeah, I'm gonna continue playing it. I'm loving everything so far. I just want to know what happened with Felix because I love Felix as a character, and so far he's nowhere to be found. And you get they have like this little thing, kind of like what Final Fantasy 16 has, where if you press a button, it kind of tells you like story stuff on.
Oh
Like
yeah, I
important
always
things.
love that.
Yeah,
I
so
always love that. Yeah.
they have it on there where you can either tap on the screen or press L and R, and it highlights like certain words, and it'll tell you like what it is they're actually talking about. So for the old cast for Golden Sun 1 and 2, you can highlight their names and it tells you, what's happened in 30 years because this takes place 30 years after the second Golden Sun, at the end of that second Golden Sun. And it talks about Felix. It says, "Oh yeah, he was one of the original, I forgot what they call them, like the heroes." But it says he's been missing ever since the end. I'm like, again? Like this dude went missing in Golden Sun 1. He came back Golden Sun 2 and now he's missing again in this like but anyways, yeah, I gotta see how this ends. But I'm loving it. It's nice to go back to an old school RPG that's just turn based. It's funny. I was at a boss and I died. And usually modern games, when you die at a boss, you beat them. You watch the cutscene or whatever, and then when you go back, everybody's like at full HP again, so you can continue moving on. This is not a modern game, so I died to the boss. Cutscene happened. It's not a real cutscene, but it's like dialogue and stuff like that. I guess a mini cutscene, you could say. And I'm exiting the dungeon, and guess what? The character that's dead is dead, and I have to find the closest town to get to go ahead and heal him up. And that was a pain. I had to run from every fight because I'm like, I gotta heal up. I gotta heal up because I'm down one guy, and I'm not gonna be able to handle these guys. So very fun. Glad I'm playing it. The other game I was playing is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. And I don't know what is up with it, but at least the Xbox Game Pass version on the ROG Ally X is super buggy. Like from the first cutscene, the enemies are invisible, and I was like, "What the heck?" Like, you see the main girl, or not the main girl, but the girl in the beginning of the
The
game.
FBI agent or
Yeah,
whatever, CIA agent or whatever
yeah, she's getting captured, and like she's like thrown, like being held, but there's
from the
nothing around
helicopter.
her. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
like, "What the heck?" And then you go and start fighting the enemies, and you can see their claws, but you can't see the enemies. And then as you progress, some of the ninja enemies will appear and you can see them, but then you can hit them and they go into the floor. And then now you can't fight them. They're attacking you, but you can't attack them because they're in the floor. I'm like, this is stupid. Like,
I'm not
it,
impressed with the performance of that game. Like when I booted it up for the
Mhm.
first time, I'm like, I thought they'd do something to make it look a little nicer than this, like a
Yeah.
fluid frame rate and like really sharp. I mean, it's from 2006,
Yeah.
7, something like that, 8 maybe. And it doesn't look great. It's just kind of
I mean,
rough looking. I can't describe
yeah.
it.
It looks better than the original when you compare it.
It does.
It's just a performance. Like, what
Yeah.
got me is after kind of beating like the first act. I wouldn't even say the first act, but like you're in the cutscene where he like flies through and goes into the building because he sees the girl there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you start fighting these enemies, and the enemy just transformed into like a giant rectangle. I'm like, what is going on? And I
What?
couldn't see anything. I was like, you know what? Screw this game. I am not playing this game on Game Pass.
The
And yeah, I
deadliest
ended it
fiend of
there.
all, a rectangle.
Yeah, it was just like it got deformed.
Watch
It was
out for
a
those
giant
sharp
rectangle.
corners.
I wish I could have
Yep.
recorded it somehow, but the ROG Ally X. But I guess I think it has a recorder. I should have.
Yeah, there's a screen capture.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I stopped playing that, and I'd looked to see if there were anybody else had these issues, and I couldn't find it. But some people were saying that the Xbox Game Pass version is horrible, and the Steam version is a lot better. So, just something to know.
All right, Fan, is there a way you can turn up your mic? Your mic's kind of quiet. We want to hear you, my friend. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Ash, tell us the news.
All right, so apparently, according to IGN, the producer for Marvel Rivals is actually already in talks with Nintendo to bring Marvel Rivals to Switch 2.
I did.
So I'm just like, wow, sweet. I wonder how this is going to run. Because if this runs better than the Steam Deck, you already know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious on those results, man. It'd be great to see. You know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I did see that, and I know a lot of developers are jumping on board with the Switch 2, so I'm excited to see what games we're gonna get kind of like day one when it comes to the Switch 2.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Ben, that's all for me. You might have to lower your game a little bit. You're getting a lot of
or go on mute when you're not talking to. That would work.
What you can do is because he was good for me, Brian. What you can do is if you right click on him, you should be able to put his volume up on your end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I noticed in the podcast, like when I put him on iTunes, he's always a little quieter than us. So I thought maybe you could just go up a little bit or something. But
okay, gotcha. Let's go ahead and start talking about the state. Actually, before I go and dive into the state of play, there's one other thing I want to talk about. What are your guys' thoughts when it comes to Xbox becoming third party? Because like they literally just officially kind of said that they're third party now. They're a third party developer. It just happens to have a console.
I mean, it's unfortunate, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't want them to go down that route, but if that's what they need to do in order for them to stay relevant in the gaming industry, then what can you do at this point? You know, I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed because like, God, like crap, man, we're losing more competition.
Yeah.
By the day, you know, and competition is always healthy, but I don't know. It's just the thing is, I think what Microsoft went wrong is mainly the fact that like they had all these, they already had all these developers under them, but they're not fully utilizing their true potential when making these games for the Xbox. And I mean, we can even start with Halo, with 343 Industries. Like at first, it was doing like decent. Halo play like Halo, but their biggest mistake was making the game free to play, and I'm like, why would you do that? So like, Jesus Christ,
the multiplayer.
And then since then, there was that game is literally nothing other than a skeleton at this point, unless you want to pay $60 for the story, which it's either a flip of a coin if you like it or not, you know. So I just wish Microsoft made better decisions when it comes to making certain games. That's all. But they made too many mistakes to the point where, let's just like stop making consoles and just stick with just being a third party, and that's it. You know?
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. Like it's kind of sad to see that, and I agree when it comes to the competition. Like that's one less competition now. We would hope that. You know, I guess PlayStation, technically, I guess their competition could be PC now, because, I don't know, it's kind of hard to put that, because not really, because all their games are coming to PC anyways. Like, at the state of play that we're going to be talking about, a lot of those games are coming to PC day one. So it's like, who is their competition, and do they just not care anymore?
I probably not care anymore, honestly, because, I mean, even though I said the fact that, that there's like less competition, like even PlayStation themselves, they're not trying as much either, especially the fact that we're eventually going to be moving these over to PC anyway within a year or earlier than that actually. So I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I really hope things get back to the way they were, but part of me is telling me that hey, that's probably not going to happen. Everything is going to be in some sort of launcher on a PC and go from there, which I really hope that doesn't go that way, because I still want to keep, you know, PCs and consoles and like I think that if they would have went with just developer for PC only, I don't know if it will make things harder or more difficult for developers to actually make these games run properly. Because with just simply just developing for the PS5 or even the Pro, you can get a gauge on like what things they need to take out, or what resolutions or frame rate targets need to aim for in order for the game to run properly day one and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's one other thing I'm worried about. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anybody else got any takes on that?
I just wish that they would have kind of gone the same route as Sony and used their newly acquired talent to make games that are exclusive for them and maybe PC. Just because, like you guys were saying, without the competition of Microsoft, what is PlayStation playing for? I mean, they're playing to make money or whatever, but if they knew that Microsoft was coming out with some bangers that only Microsoft was going to have, it's going to motivate them to like really do some good stuff. And now it's like, well, what's their competition? They're going to get Starfield probably eventually. They're going to get they're going to get Indiana Jones. They're going to get Doom. What's it called? Doom. What's that new Doom game called? The Lost Ages or something?
No, Doom. I know where it's. I forgot what it's called.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah.
They're gonna get all these games and
the Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. Yeah, there you go. And so I just think they would have been so much better positioned if they just would have leaned into the talent they had instead of trying to be like different with Game Pass, because Game Pass really just made them a commodity that wasn't a game company to make new stuff. It was just, well, let's just put our stuff everywhere and everybody's gonna get it for free.
Yeah.
Free in quotes, I mean. So yeah, I mean, I have an Xbox Series X. I have a lot of games in the ecosystem, backwards compatibility and all that. But yeah, I'm not thrilled that all my games are going to be available on PlayStation and PC. It makes me kind of want to go in a time machine and just have like PC, PlayStation, and Switch, or frankly, just PlayStation and Switch, and just call it a day, you know?
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Fan?
Honestly,
for audio listeners, Fan just shrugged.
Yeah, I mean, I think Microsoft got too like ballsy with all the studio buy-ups, thinking that would help bolster their library and help out with like their, because I mean they're pushing freaking Game Pass, like that's their whole thing now. So them just not making a console next time, it's like just falls in line with their like what they've been doing. But I think now, yeah, like now they see like the rise of the Steam Deck and all these Windows handheld. Their next thing is probably gonna like, all right, let's figure out how to make Windows run better on handhelds, and then we'll just, you know, start selling those companies license versus having to have them pay license for Windows.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? When I'm gonna pull a football reference here, gents. So bear with me. Kind of reminds me of the New York Jets last year. Like they got Aaron Rodgers, they got Devontae Adams, they got all the talent in the world, but they can't make it happen because it's not all about the talent. It's about the game plan. It's about the culture. And Microsoft doesn't have any. It's just, let's just throw our money around and put our stuff everywhere. Okay, well then what's Microsoft? Oh, it's Xbox. You know, what is it? And they don't know.
I wouldn't call Aaron Rodgers talent last year.
Well, he was you know what I mean? Like he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer or whatever. Like there's no getting around that. But you just figure you put that talent with other people and et cetera, it's gonna make magic, and it didn't. And that's kind of what Microsoft is. They bought Activision, they bought a bunch of studios over the past 10 years, and they haven't made. I mean, they made some really good games, but nothing that is going to be exclusive to Microsoft in the long run. So what is it?
No, it's like Microsoft buying like the most expensive ingredients, thinking they can throw it all in a pot and it'll make the best tasting dish.
Yep. It's like Tears of the Kingdom. You throw all these crazy, awesome ingredients in there, and it ends up like with junk.
Yeah.
You know, inedible junk.
Sometimes.
Like...
I mean, it worked for the Patriots for the longest time. You know.
No, that's because you had Bill Belichick. You had a guy that actually knew what he was doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't equate. I mean, well, here's the thing: when the Patriots didn't win the Super Bowl, like they never won a Super Bowl with Randy Moss, and that was like the best Patriots team they ever had was when they had Randy Moss and all that.
True.
So It works for the Patriots too sometimes. Okay, enough football talk. I just
Yeah,
had to bring up that
Geek
reference.
said he knows what you're talking about. I'm not sure if you saw his
Okay,
comment.
thanks, Geek.
uh, yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad to see this, and I do feel like I saw a comment on Twitter saying that the biggest mistake that Microsoft made was buying Activision Blizzard. It felt like after they bought that, there were so many eyes on them saying, "Hey, you can't have these games exclusivity," and they kind of changed their tone and just like, all right, well, everything's now going to be going to all platforms, and I think that's just kind of what ruined it, unfortunately. So it is what it is. It's sad to see Xbox is again, now I see Xbox as like Sega, a mirror image of Sega, except that they still have a console right now, and they have said they're still going to work on consoles. But now Phil Spencer had said that in their new Xbox Directs, and anytime they showcase something, it will have what platforms everything is coming out with. He's also stated that he's excited to work with Nintendo, and he has a bunch of games planned for Nintendo. While we were away from doing the podcast, they announced Forza Horizon 5 coming to PS5, and I think it was Age of Empires 4, I think it was. Some Age of Empires game. They announced the newest one coming to PS5. So those were two of their exclusives. They're now available on PlayStation or coming to PlayStation. So
that's insane.
Yeah, it's next is Halo. There's that rumor Halo and Halo on PS5.
Gears.
Yeah, Gears. I probably yeah, go ahead.
I have a quote that I think is very germane to this conversation that I saved because I think it's it's something we could chew on for a minute. Adam Boyes did an interview with Forbes, I think, and he has this really interesting quote that I think, like I said, ties into what we were talking about. And the quote is, so we think about that, the analogy that maybe PlayStation is HBO, Microsoft is Netflix, and Nintendo is Disney, then their job is to get incredibly interactive and engaging entertainment out to as many people as possible, talking about ecosystems and the like. But I just think it's interesting if we kind of chew on PlayStation's HBO, Microsoft is Netflix, and Nintendo is Disney. I think that's actually pretty accurate because you have, well, Max, they're called Max now, I guess, but Max has these like really awesome original series like The Last of Us, coincidentally. As well as other shows. Then you have Microsoft and Netflix. They just buy everything and put all of that stuff on their platform, and they have a couple of original things. And then Nintendo is Disney. They kind of do their own thing. They're more kid focused. They're not really competition with the other two. I think that's kind of appropriate.
I think it's a bad analogy though, because I feel like Disney's struggling with their content right now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you want to be technical, I'm just saying in general, like just the audience and like what they're doing, like they're kind of just like you wouldn't consider Disney to be competition with HBO and Netflix. Like they're doing their own thing.
We'll say Nintendo's Crunchyroll. No, just kidding.
No, not even Crunchyroll. That's still insulting. I don't know about that, man.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Nintendo is I don't know. Nintendo.
I think Nintendo is just at a good spot right now. I feel. I mean,
I'm
really compare them to
messing around. I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, it makes sense. I can see where you're coming out with that, but I felt like doesn't Netflix do a lot of originals too? Like
they do.
I haven't had
but the problem is once they do original shows and it does well, they find out that we've been spending way too much money on this show. We can't keep this up. We got to cancel it.
Yep, that's true.
Because the last time I had Netflix, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Punisher, and all that were a thing, and I thought those were amazing.
Well, now that moved to Disney.
Yeah, those are all on Disney now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens if next generation, even though they said they're gonna have a console, will Xbox actually have a console? That's a different story.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, because to me, it's like, what's the point of making a console? Nobody's gonna buy your console because you can get it anywhere else. Like for me, that unless you do Lost Odyssey HD or not HD but remake, on Xbox, make that exclusive. Yeah, But outside of that, that's the only thing that would get me to buy another Xbox is you announce like a super remake of Lost Odyssey. But even then, if they did it, it would probably come to PC, Switch, and PlayStation anyway. So that doesn't matter. Yeah, Xbox unfortunately is dead to me. I don't need it. I have an ROG Ally X. I have a Retroid Pocket 5. It doesn't play Xbox
and a Steam Deck.
Yeah, I have a Steam Deck as well that I'm actually going to turn on today for the first time in a very long time because I've been using my ROG Ally X the whole time. Yeah, so let's talk about the state of play because the title is let's talk about the state of play. Let's talk about it. State of play happened. I'm gonna go ahead and like always, we're gonna go through the list of announcements that they had. It's not in any particular order. This is not the order that they showed. So we're just gonna go ahead and just go through it. This is going through the PlayStation blog list. So if you guys want to follow along,
I'm
the
on that right
PlayStation
now.
blog, yeah, I'm going from that order, and I am actually gonna play around because I think they showed something very, very interesting, something that I did not think that they were gonna show. And it caught me off guard, but they started it off. I think they started off with, but I know they showed this in the showcase with Monster Hunter Wilds. It was crazy. Like I did not expect that. I was like, oh man, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh.
Like wow, who would have thought that? Yeah.
Peak showcase, man.
You should have been in the room when that happened. I was so excited to watch the state of play. I got my food all ready. I got my beverage ready to go. Jazz for the state of play, and it opens with Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'm just I almost hit my head on the desk like I did in that video that we did so long ago because Capcom is still insisting on opening and closing with this crap when this game is coming out in like 2 weeks. And again, not saying that it's crap. It's gonna be a great game. It looks cool, whatever. But I just don't get the amount of times they have to show this. It's coming out in a week or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm like, bro, didn't the previous Monster Hunter did well? Like, you don't have to advertise the game that much.
Right.
Definitely.
Right.
Calm down.
I mean, they advertised it on the freaking Capcom showcase too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was what, a few days before, I want to say, or was it?
Yeah, like
even
like a
that
week
I'm like
before. It was the
somewhat
week
okay
before.
with maybe because it's like it's their thing and it's like their big
Yeah.
release. Like maybe that's okay, but like here, like come on.
So I had to go back and double check to make sure that in the Xbox Direct showcase if they showed Monster Hunter Wilds, and they didn't. But I was like, man, imagine if they did.
You had to
that
think
would
about it
mean-
though.
Yeah, I had to think about
You
it.
had
Did they
to
show
think
it there?
about
Like I've seen it so many times. But I was like, imagine if they did. Does this mean that we're sure to see Monster Hunter Wilds in the Switch 2 Direct? Like, what if it opens with Monster Hunter Wilds? Like, that's the
Oh my
first
god,
thing
bro!
you see.
It might happen. It might happen. It might happen. I don't know. Let's see.
That would be crazy if they do that, because we're gonna be live streaming that. If they do that, I will laugh so hard. Oh man. I think
Oh,
if they do
God.
that, we'll just have to make Bryant buy it day one and stream it. He's gonna have to stream it
Yep.
day one.
Man, that
No
would be
bathroom breaks. Just go through it.
No, that would be such a meta joke that if they do that, man, that would be so hilarious. Like, if Nintendo knew that we're tired of seeing Monster Hunter for a showcase, and they just start with that and be like, hey, you can play this on Switch too. I'm like, bro, okay, fine, we get it. Jeez,
At this
That'd be so
point,
great.
this is definitely worse than people complaining about what was that Bethesda game for PS5, Deathloop. Because Deathloop, they
Deathloop,
showed
yeah.
at every single like state of
Yep,
play,
you did.
and it
Mhm.
got annoying. This is worse than that because this is not just in state of play. This is everywhere. Like
At least
I wonder if it's
Deathloop was
because-
new.
yeah.
I wonder
true,
if it's
true.
because Capcom has like a very large marketing budget, and they've just been throwing money at all like Sony and whatnot, and like we're giving you all this money, you have to show
They
it.
should market that GOG, voting thing for Breath of Fire 4. That's what they should.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I bet you're thrilled with that.
I am. I hope it comes. I hope either that happens or they kind of go a different direction and decide, okay, let's just go ahead and remaster this and put it out on all platforms. Yeah, all right. Let's start with the first game on this list, Borderlands 4. Is anybody here excited for Borderlands 4?
No,
Okay.
Not really.
Same here. I liked Borderlands 2. I thought it was fun. Borderlands 1 was fun. I did not play Borderlands 3, and this I can care less. If anything, Tiny Tina's Wonderland actually, when that was showed off, I thought that was more interesting than this. But yeah,
It's
I
kinda
am,
interesting. Yeah.
no offense to like Gearbox or anything like that. I just can care less about this. Fan, make sure you have a noise suppression on because I can hear a lot like your fan in the background. Darwin's Paradox. I don't remember this game.
The
You guys remember?
octopus game. Yeah, I remember it.
I must have like the minute it got shown, I must have like looked
You
away or
blocked it
something.
out.
Yeah, because I don't remember them showing this game. But yeah, it's an octopus game, and I don't remember it. Dave the Diver, Ichiban's Holiday. So they have a crossover with Like a Dragon or the Yakuza series where Ichiban's there, and you have to go ahead and they have like a beat 'em up inside this game because Dave the Diver is not a beat 'em up style game, but there is a beat 'em up style gameplay in this DLC, which is pretty cool. That
The vibe
is-
fits.
Yeah, it does. That's true. It does fit. Days Gone Remastered. there's a bunch of screenshots, people comparing the remaster to the original, asking to spot the difference. And I admit, like, I would have to definitely see the whole game side by side to see if there is a big difference in quality. But as of right now, I don't see it. I'm sure there is though, because there's a lot of
Um,
foliage in the game because there's a lot of trees and everything. So I'm sure there's gonna be a huge difference. It's just the scenes that
Yeah.
they showed off, you might not notice a big difference.
Could be like
I
frame
think
rate.
pictures aren't going to be what
hmm
illustrates it. I think it's going to be how well it runs, like frames. I mean,
Yeah.
and also to looks like it says in the description Tempest 3D audio, so enhanced sound is going to be really cool for this game. Dual sense. I already went and upgraded my PlayStation 5 version just because I like to have the definitive edition of things. I
hmm
haven't played through this yet, really. I played a little bit of it. What I played, I enjoyed.
hmm
But it just a quick aside on this, it's just so interesting to me that, and again, no hate for this game. Like what I played, it's fun and it's cool. I'm glad that they're upgrading it to PS5. Like that's fine. But I just don't understand the mentality of companies where you have such an easy W to literally open the fountain and money pours out and fills multiple Olympic-sized swimming pools in the form of Bloodborne remastered. Like I don't even really care about Bloodborne because I can't get into From games as many times as I've tried. But like that's such an easy W, and you don't even have to do much. Just make it run at 60 and put it
hmm
on PlayStation 5 and maybe clean it up a little bit. I mean, how can you not do that? But this comes out and it makes me not understand corporations because
Yeah.
I thought I thought corporations were making money, especially after all the buzz with Elden Ring, Game of the Year
hmm
2024, Shadow of the Erd Tree, uh, you know, and they're just it's kind of going this route, which is very interesting to me.
Yeah. And I mean, they can do it because Sony now is majority stake in Kadokawa, who is the parent company to From Software.
From yeah,
So they can do that, and I think part of the plans with the I guess partnership, I don't know what you want to call it, was that Sony would have what was it I saw? There's like a bigger partnership with the games. That's all I remember reading about. So like they could technically do that. I don't know why they choose not to. But
free
I don't
money,
know.
just
Yeah,
print
I
it,
guess so.
man. Just oh my god.
Hey, Bahamid, welcome to the stream. Since Nintendo is
So
more fun, to be honest. Yeah, I agree.
the game, the Days Gone thing. I wonder if it's because they had another game lined up in the same
Mhm.
universe, but then it got canceled, right?
That's true.
So this was like their backup.
That's
You know,
possible.
like
Yeah.
hey, like since we scrapped all that, we already have all these assets. We had an idea of like expanding this universe. Since that game got scrapped, okay, well we put all this work into it. Let's remaster Days Gone since we have all that
Mm.
originally already. So maybe that's why this is out now,
Yeah.
because their previous game got like canceled.
The only blemish about Days Gone really is that their creator like went on a rampage against the main character being an astrobot, and he just seems kind of
Yeah.
seems too a little too serious and kind of a jerk, But
Yeah. Like he's offended at that.
yeah,
Oh
it's
shoot,
like
I
this is a
forgot.
serious game. They can't be an astrobot.
Let me see. Is Ash still? Is he at least in the? No, he's not in the
Nope.
chat at all, right?
I don't know what
Cool.
happened to him.
I didn't make a scene with the three of us, so vertical streamers, I apologize that like it looks messed up on there. I got to make another scene that has that. I'll do that in a second when we start talking about something else. Um, Digimon Story Time Stranger. I was actually excited about this. I like Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. I'm not sure if you guys ever played it, but it's fun. It's like Pokemon just with Digimon, right? And it has like Persona vibes in it because you're going into like a metaverse. So you're going to the Digimon world and you're a sleuth, right? Like a detective. You're trying to find out because there's a bunch of weird cases happening, so you're trying to see what the origins of whatever the issue is, and you go through and go into the Digimon universe. You go or Digimon universe, I guess the Cyberverse. I forgot what they call it.
Digiverse?
Yeah,
Digiverse,
whatever you want
yeah.
to call it. It's like I forgot what they call it, but you go into the Digimon world and you're trying to find out what there's like. One of them is like a very like scary thing, and you figure out that these Digimons are haunting humans. It's fun. Like I honestly recommend trying out Cyber Sleuth whenever it's on sale. And they have Hacker's Memory, which is actually a prequel to Cyber Sleuth that you can also try out, which is pretty cool. But I'm excited for this. It was fun. The Nintendo Switch version is funny because there is a bug and they never patched it, which I'm okay with. where there is a daycare you kind of put the Digimons in, and they will go ahead and level up like on their own. You can feed them and all this other stuff. But if you put them in the daycare and you put your Switch in sleep mode, because it takes real time days for them to level up, or hours or minutes, whatever. So basically, you just put them all in your daycare. You go to sleep, you wake up, they're all at 99. So like all my Digimon are at level 99. The downside to that though is you have a trainer level as well as a Digimon level. So I screwed up because I was like, oh, this is cool. I could just max out all my Digimon. Well, guess what? Now I can't use all these great Digimon because my trainer level is too low. So I have to go ahead and find weaker Digimon to use. I guess that's how they combat it. But yeah, I have like all the best Digimon in the game now because of that. I just went through and started doing it. So fun bug in that game.
Yeah, I never could get into Digimon because I know that Digimon has like its own thing, its own vibe. It has some stuff that's like really cool, and it's not to downgrade it or anything. It's just when I was a kid, Digimon came out like the same time that Pokemon did, and I always thought that it was like Fox Kids' version to try to like steal some of Pokemon's thunder or whatever. So I always kind of resented it and thought it was kind of cheap or whatever. But I know I've heard from friends of mine that like Digimon that it kind of has its own vibe and it's kind of original in its own way and stuff. But I could never get into it just because of my bias from being a 12-year-old.
No, I mean honestly, I hear you when it comes to that. Like it, when I first saw it, I thought the same thing. That oh, okay, this is knockoff Pokemon. But then I realized that there's actually a lot of cool things going on with it, and I enjoyed it. Really really cool stuff. Directive 8020. This was like
Supermassive.
yeah, this was these are the same people who did what's the one that they're
Until
making a movie of.
Dawn,
Yes.
Until Dawn,
And
Dark Pictures Anthology, the Corey, stuff like
yes.
that.
I mean, I think well, I'm not really into those games. Like I tried, I don't think they made it, but I tried what's it called? The one with the rain. Something rain. With the
Heavy Rain.
origami.
No, that wasn't
Yeah, Heavy
that
Rain.
wasn't them.
Okay.
Heavy Rain was Quantic Dream.
Okay. So I tried that, but similar style game, right? Would you
Yeah,
say?
it's like a story-based thing
Okay.
with choices and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because I did try that, and I was like, it's all right, but it's not my cup of tea. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not the biggest fan of that, which is why they're not the same people who did Detroit, Human or whatever it is, right?
Detroit was Quantic Dream too.
It was them. Okay.
Yeah.
So those two are the same. All right. Well,
Detroit, Heavy Rain, and Beyond Two Souls are all Quantic Dream, and then
okay.
like the Corey Dark Pictures Anthology, this Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. That's all Supermassive.
Okay. Yeah, not my
But I
cup of
can
tea.
understand why you might mix them up because they kind of have a similar concept with like story and choices
They
and stuff.
do.
Yeah.
They do.
Similar
I thought they were
vibes.
all the same, but I know I get it. They're not the only people that make those type of games, but they all feel the same to me. Sorry, I'm here trying to make the scene while we go ahead and do that. Next game, Dreams of Another. I don't remember this game. Do you guys remember this game? Because I don't.
No.
Yeah, I remember. It's by the same people that did like Pixel Junk, and I feel like Q Games also didn't they do Lumines too? Let me see. Lumines developer.
What is it? Blue
What's
Mines?
what?
What was the game?
Q Entertainment. No, Q Entertainment is Lumines.
Okay.
Lumines is that PSP game, that puzzle game. It's like squares, and you have to line them into other rectangles, and then a timeline comes and wipes them with like music playing in the background. It's a really good
Okay.
puzzle game. Sometimes it's pronounced Luminous, but whatever. Yeah, no,
Oh,
Q Games
Luminous.
looks cool. I
Okay,
always,
yeah.
yeah. Q Games or this game looks cool. The art style looks really unique. It's a PSVR 2 game, which I welcome. Always should have more stuff in there. I always enjoyed Pixel Junk Eden, I want to say it was called, where you have to swing around and collect these things in very surreal environments. And they definitely have some chops for making games. And again, the art style looks cool. It's very, what do you call it? What do you call those little blocks? In like
Impressionists.
no, there's
building
like
blocks? Little
what's
blocks,
that
you
game
said?
called? What's that game? Yeah, what's that game called on PlayStation 4? Is Resogun. Resogun
Okay,
had them.
yeah.
Like the thing, like things would explode. There's a term for it. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna bother me if I can't remember it. Resogun particle names.
All
No,
right.
not node particle.
Yay, our scene is fixed.
Voxels. That's it. Voxels. That's the
Voxel.
word.
Okay, yeah.
It looks very voxely. So I bet it's going to be quality. I'll definitely play it when it comes out. It's interesting.
I probably will not, knowing me,
Okay.
but who knows? We'll see. All right, I'm almost done with this scene. Everybody on the vertical stream, you're seeing this in real time of what it takes to fix an OBS scene. I don't like that I have to redo this, and I can only do this when, of course, Discord is on. Why is there a green light here? Anyways, let's move to the next game. Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. Has anybody here played a Five Nights at Freddy's game? I have
No, but I
not.
bet your kids have.
They have not actually. They know
Oh,
about it,
really?
but they have not. No, I did
Okay.
not let them play it.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you,
Yeah, no
Fanny?
interest for me.
Yeah, neither have I. I'm
Yeah.
not really into those like jump scare type games. Even though like in the like later one when like there's a Five Nights at Freddy's where it's like you're at Fazbear's or whatever,
Yeah.
where it's still first person, but like it's a lot more. I guess not as scary, not as jump scary, because the original was like you're just like in one room and you have to like freaking look around and like organize things, and then
Yeah.
things are coming at you like slowly. This one was like you're walking around the freaking like amusement park area trying to escape capture.
Yeah.
I watch people play it, but it's just not my cup of tea. I don't.
The
Find
guy
it
that
interesting.
made it, multi-gazillionaire from something such a simple idea. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, good for him. But then like people started like, we need more, and then he's like, oh crap, now I gotta like start pulling up backstory and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
making
Make a
like,
movie.
a universe for it.
The movie was pretty cool. I did watch the movie.
Was
I'll
it?
say that. Yeah. It's
No,
not
they're
that
coming out
bad.
with another one, I think.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like, it was something that it's actually one of those things that it was a horror movie. It was not bad. It's like, I guess, Goosebumps styles, right? Like kid friendly, like horror movie. There was like one scene
Right.
one scene that it was like, I had to cover like my daughter's like eyes and stuff like that. But other than that, it was very like kid friendly, which is nice. You don't get things like that anymore. Hell Is Us. They showed it off September 4th. It's coming out. I'm excited for this. It looks pretty dope.
Yeah. I remember they
Live-
showed this before, and I was really
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah.
My camera's messed up, guys, so I'm sorry.
No worries. Liza P Overture. This was DLC. It looks really cool, and the music they played in the background was pretty dope. I really liked it. They gave Pinocchio he's Pinocchio, right? Yeah, they gave him, because I haven't played Liza P yet. But they gave him a new fit. He looks cool. I gotta play the game. Like I have to buy it. It's just one of those things that came out at the wrong time for me, and now it's gonna sit there, and I'm not gonna buy it because I know I won't get to it for quite some time. Like a
Man,
Dragon. Yeah, go ahead.
our podcast is kind of like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. Like, we have all these people dropping out. Yeah, Liza P. That's one that I want to go back to because I had my love affair with Stellar Blade and kind of those games. And Liza P, I think, is kind of a similar thing where it doesn't have the complexity of a From game, but it has like the kind of gameplay, which I don't necessarily mind because I do enjoy Star Wars Jedi, and I did love Stellar Blade, obviously. So I think I'm going to go back to this, especially with this DLC coming out, and give it a shot because people really are saying good things. I've heard really good things about the original game. So yeah, I'll check this out eventually.
Yeah, I played it a little bit when it first came out, when I had Game Pass on my PC. It was fine. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I completely forgot it's on Game Pass. I wonder if it's still on Game Pass, because then maybe I might try it out there. Because I do remember playing the demo, and I thought that was pretty cool. Nah, maybe I'll just wait for the Steam Deck to get it, or not Steam Deck, to get it on Steam, so that if I want to play it on Steam Deck, I can. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Yep, just another Like a Dragon game with pirate gameplay. Comes out February 14th. Looks pretty cool. I'll get that
It's out
eventually.
now.
Just not a day. Oh yeah, you're right. It is out now. Today's the 16th. Whoopsie. Lost Soul Aside. This looks dope. This
looks so
has
good.
a lot of Final Fantasy 15 vibe going for it, and I'm all for it. I do remember these developers saying they were inspired by Final Fantasy 15, and yeah, we finally got a release date. This was one of those games that, like many other games that come from China, I thought was fake. I thought this was not a real game. I thought this was just a showcase, and that's it. Because there are a lot of games that just get showcased and we never see anything from. But no, it's a real game coming out May 30th, and yeah, fun fact: Stellar Blade was also one of those I thought was never going to come out. It was multi-platform at one
That
point.
wasn't Chinese though.
It's not. It's
That's
Korean.
Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that it was one of those games because I believe it was called
Okay.
something else before they changed the name to Stellar Blade.
Okay, maybe.
I don't remember because I remember seeing it. I'm like, okay, this game looks fake. But no, it's a real game. It came out, so I need
Yeah,
to.
it has some Devil May Cry vibes to it too.
Like Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah,
that
Black
one
Myth
was
Wukong
like-
was another
was a
one, but that
Chinese-
was Chinese.
yeah.
Yeah, that I didn't. I thought was fake as well, especially because they say like one guy made like that whole thing. Like it's a fake game. It's never gonna be a thing. But yeah, it was a thing. But yeah, Lost Soul aside, pretty dope. May
Yeah.
30th.
It has like some Nier vibes, some Devil May Cry vibes, some
Mhm.
Final Fantasy 15 vibes. It looks right up my alley, man.
Yep.
This game looks so amazing. I can't wait for this.
I agree. I'm super
So
excited.
it kind of. So I hate to say this, but it kind of like the gameplay kind of reminds me a little bit of Genshin Impact, and here's why.
Oh man, okay.
Here's why. The floating with the wings.
Yeah.
You see it in the trailer.
Yeah.
Does the same thing. He has switch abilities, so like depending on the spells, you can do like attacks, like they showed in the trailer, just like Genshin Impact. It's just a very probably more action oriented and prettier version.
Oh man, now you got me worried. If it's a prettier version of Genshin Impact, then this is gonna be a fail for me. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think
That's
about
what,
that.
No,
that's
it's
what
not
I'm
gonna be
concerned about because I
Genshin.
started seeing it, and I'm like,
I didn't think.
I don't
about
think
that.
there's gonna be loot boxes in this.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
what
gonna be
I
a
don't
very
think it will.
story-driven,
They'll probably do more
single-player
story,
action
but,
adventure game.
you
Yeah.
know, Genshin
Well,
Impact is a Chinese developer.
Yeah,
It
but I
is.
mean, like Genshin Impact, like to me, it got boring. The gameplay is it's very simple. I'm hoping this is less simple, a little bit more. It can be more Celebrate / Devil May Cry ish, right? In
Yeah.
between both of them. Not Final Fantasy 15. I don't want the one button press thing. Like, please don't be inspired by a one button press. I want to be able to mash my buttons and do combos and stuff like that. Now you got me
And
thinking.
maybe they'll just have a single button where you can like on Final Fantasy 16 we can change our icons.
Yeah. I could see
You
that.
still got your 4 face buttons to dodge, strong, attack, weak attack, and maybe a block, right? And then you have another button to rotate or change fighting styles. Kind of similar to like Neo.
Yeah. Neo's fun. I love Neo. Great game.
I mean, the game looks good, but we don't have much to go off of, so it's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, we've seen a lot of gameplay, but yeah, we haven't seen it like in, I guess in action. We've seen trailer gameplay. We haven't actually seen like a deep
A controller
dive.
hooked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even a controller,
someone
just like a
actually
deep
playing it.
dive. Yeah. Like think of I'm trying to think like the state of plays are like they showcase like back then when they had like the Ghost of
like they did
Tsushima
with,
state of play where they actually show the game running.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. They did that where they showed like
Yeah.
the actual gameplay of the game.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything like that, so that is true. I didn't think about that. Interesting.
I don't care about Metal Eden.
Yeah, I don't even remember
We
what
can
that
skip
is.
that for brevity. It's like a arena shoot, or it's like a shooter.
Oh,
like
okay.
it looks like
It's a
it's not.
first-person
I thought it originally was Marathon, but it's not.
I
Yeah.
thought it was Marathon too.
Somebody else
Yeah.
said the same thing. Oh, I forgot about Marathon. Whatever happened about that? Like, they showed that off one
maybe
state of
it's
play
cool,
and it
but-
disappeared.
Yep.
Metal Gear Solid Delta. Like, I don't really need to see it because it's just Metal Gear Solid Delta. But they showed off Snake versus Monkey. Apparently,
That's cool.
the Xbox version got leaked. It was
Isn't it
what was
Bomberman?
Yes, Bomberman. There's gonna be a Bomberman mini game in there. So interesting. I wonder if this game comes to Switch, will they have the little Yoshi Easter egg in it? Did the 3DS
Or
version?
codes or something?
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, in 3DS, there was like a little Yoshi things that you could find across
Oh, okay.
everywhere, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder
Can
how
I just
this.
get a new? Can I get the Metal Gear Solid like 1 and 2 like just update and remake to like go along with this
One
Delta?
One for sure
specifically.
needs it.
Yeah.
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 I would agree, but I think they don't want to. I feel like this was easier because they didn't really have to. They didn't really have to do new lines. They did some. First, they said it was a 1-on-1 with no new lines, but they did redo new lines because there was an interview with David Hayter and the voice actress to Eve and Boss, Which fun fact, I didn't realize the voice actress to Eve, I believe, is the voice actress to Ariel from Little Mermaid, if I
No,
remember correctly.
interesting.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I believe it's her, which was funny because they had her under a different name, and then she finally revealed like her real name, and the whole reason was because they thought that
Judy Benson. It was Judy Benson as Eve. That's interesting.
maybe it's not her, maybe I lie. Let's see, does it say Eve or Steve?
Eve voice actor, Metal
It's a Disney
MGS
princess.
3. Yeah, it is Jodie Benson. Yeah, it is.
Okay,
I just googled it.
Hmm.
There you go.
Interesting.
See? So yeah, she did Ariel, and yeah, she was giving her whole story that her agent said not to put her real name because Disney can get all thing where
Bent out
all
of
this,
shape.
yeah,
They can all get. They might like, hey, you're not gonna work with us anymore.
yeah,
Type thing.
exactly.
Like blacklist her from all the other stuff. Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. So she put a different name, and then of course it came out that yeah, she's the voice. But anyways, uh, yeah, like honestly, I agree. Metal Gear Solid 1 would have been better, but I'm excited for this anyways. Updated gameplay, updated graphics. What more can you ask for? Metal Gear Solid 3 is a good game. And I'm glad, the newer generation hopefully will play this, but they probably won't because they'll still continue playing Fortnite and stuff like that. Mind's Eye. I don't remember this game. Do you guys do?
Yeah, I just watched the trailer. It looks interesting, I guess.
Oh
but
yes, I do
I have
remember
nothing
this
to say.
game now. Yeah, this game did look pretty interesting. I remember that it. I guess for me, I couldn't understand. Is this like a third person action
Yeah,
shooter or is this like
yeah,
a
that's what kind of interested me.
story
It's like a
based
story
game?
action shooter. I think it's
Yeah.
a story action shooter.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Remember that game for N64 called Winback? It kind of reminds me of that a
Mhm.
little bit
Yeah.
for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, it looked interesting. Like, no, I'll be down to play it. We'll see.
Or Uncharted.
Uncharted's fun.
That or God, what's that other game? Made by, was it Naughty Dog that made it about the hackers?
Hackers. Watch Dogs?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That wasn't
Ubisoft?
Naughty Dog. That
Yeah.
was Ubisoft.
It was
Yeah.
Ubisoft. Okay, I just can't remember who made it.
Yeah.
Like the whole story about like computers and chips and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of got that vibe.
Hacking people and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'll probably keep an eye out on that because sometimes I get that vibe that I want to have some type of good third person action shooter game. And they don't make any of those anymore. Like Naughty Dog used to do it with Uncharted. Like Last of Us is a little bit different because I feel like
It is.
Last of Us, if I want that vibe, I already have like Resident Evil as well and stuff like that. But like think about there hasn't been an Uncharted like theme game. I guess there's Indiana Jones, but I'm not a big fan of first person when it comes to those style games. But there's not like a good action adventure game in that style, if that makes sense. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like Uncharted is like Indiana Jones, and then you could say The Last of Us is like what's a survival like a Walking Dead kind of thing, or
Yeah.
just kind of more of a thinking, scrounging about, stealthy kind of thing. And Uncharted
Yeah,
is,
so
I mean, there's
like
some stealth in
survival
Uncharted, but
horror,
yeah,
like again, like
Resident Evil kind
Resident
of thing.
Evil. Like if
Yeah,
I want a similar theme, I have Resident Evil. Like if I want a
right.
game similar to that, right? But if I want a game that's similar to like Uncharted, there's not. I mean, I can't think of one right now that's released.
Yeah, I
That has
can't
a similar
either.
vibe.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be all goofy, right? But it could be an action adventure shooter type game, and I can't think of one
Like
game.
Grand Theft Auto, I guess, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not really like that. Yeah,
No.
so we'll see.
Hey, look what's next.
Yeah, we're skipping that.
Monster
Onimusha,
Hunter
Way of the
Wilds.
Sword. I'm super hyped for
Yes.
this game. Like,
Yes.
I don't know how much more they can show us. And then they say we gotta wait. Like, no. Like, this game looks like it's ready and it should
It's
be released
26,
right
isn't
now.
it?
Yeah, it's 2026. But they've showed us so much already, and the game is so far away. Like, don't show me anymore. Like, just put it in the closet, let it stay there until next year because every time they
I hope
show
it
it, I'm like,
sells.
oh, this game looks so good. Yeah, I
It's
hope
kind
so
of funny
too.
because they announced that like not that long ago.
No, yeah, it was what?
Yeah.
Where did it announce
It was like
that the
it was. I think
Game
it was in
Awards?
January. Yeah.
It was the
like,
Game
in
Awards, I think,
January,
wasn't it?
or like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that long ago, and then now we're like, because all they did was announce just this, right? Like
Mhm.
Onimusha, Way of the Sword, a couple
Yeah.
of things. Like you saw like the spirit things moving around, and
Yeah. We saw some
that was it.
gameplay.
no,
Is
we
that
didn't
the-
see any gameplay.
No, this showed
When-
gameplay.
No, this showed gameplay.
Yeah.
But I'm saying when they announced it.
Oh yeah,
there
when they
was no
announced it,
gameplay.
yeah.
Yeah, there was no gameplay. We only realized it was Onimusha because of how like the sprites of the spirits
And then
floating around.
when he puts
And
the
then
gauntlet and it
the
absorbs the
gauntlet.
souls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like
showed They showed a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Like they showed so much, and to me, I'm like, oh man, like it's still a year away, but you showed us this much. Because usually, if it's a year away, I feel like they don't show that much, but they've showed us quite a bit already. Um, and then at the Capcom event, they announced Onimusha 2, which they showed off
Yeah.
again here. Onimusha 2 remasters coming out.
I heard this is the best one.
Mm, mm, maybe it's probably the most memorable one. Is the one I remember more. I remember this more than the first one. And it's been
I
that
remember the
stupid
first one
voice in the
more.
beginning. It's like Jube, like
Yeah.
so annoying. But you know, game was good though, and you do get to play through the different characters. It reminds me, if you ever played Genji, which was available on like PS2 and PS3, I felt like Genji
Yeah.
was inspired by Onimusha 2 for sure. So it's possible that it was considered the best one. I've only played 1 and 2, and I mean,
Yeah, I didn't play the third one.
I
I don't think we'll ever
prefer
get the third
to.
one.
I don't know.
Gene Reno actually just had an interview where he said, like, I really want them to come out with the third one. Like, he's down to do whatever it takes to
replay
get
it.
the third one out.
For them to
Get-
remaster it.
I did see
Yeah.
that, yeah. Because
And then there's just one more.
that one I never played, and I would pick that up because I've never played that one.
It came out late in the PS2's life, that last one. There's 4 of them
Mhm.
altogether.
Well, I remember the Game Informer issue, they like showed it off and everything, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this game, and never got it.
Never got it.
Nope. I think it was around the time I'm trying to think what was happening there. Maybe Final Fantasy 11 was already out. When did that game come out?
Onimusha 4
Uh,
came out January 26, 2006.
okay, yeah. So I was addicted to Final Fantasy 11. That's why.
Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, it was called.
Mhm.
Yeah, played like a English dude.
Mhm.
White
Yeah,
dude.
I was addicted
Oh, was he?
to.
I mean, he
I thought
looked
he was
European,
French.
so
Yeah, I think he's French.
I mean, he looked
isn't
European. He was just a European character.
He's a white dude.
But he
It's
had
okay.
a, I think he had a Japanese name, maybe. So maybe
Let's see.
mixed or raised.
I'm looking at the
Because I
Wikipedia for
saw
it.
his characters in
Oh,
that
yes,
Capcom
Onimusha
versus
3.
Tatsu.
Yeah, Onimusha 3 is the one that has him in it. That's why. That came out in 2004. Which I was still. The one you're looking at is Onimusha 4. Yeah, I know. It's a different
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
right.
a different dude. That's what I was like. It's a whole different storyline because the 3 ended the Nobunaga series or arc.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why the
French officer from the future named Jacques Blanc. Yep.
I don't know if they'll ever do the 4th one. Redo the 4th
What's
one.
this? Hold up. What is this? Oh, I'm sorry. I read this Wikipedia, and this says Donnie Yen was in this. Oh, the CGI intro cutscene, which had martial arts legend Donnie Yen direct the fight scenes. Oh, interesting.
So it was the fight coordinator. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's kind of cool. All right, I gotta play the
That's
third
the
one.
dude that was in John Wick, right?
Yes,
He played what was his name in John Wick?
He's
the blind guy.
Yeah, the blind guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He's amazing. I love his stuff. He has this cool.
He's known way more than just John Wick.
Yeah.
Oh no, obviously I know. He was in Rogue One too as a blind
Yeah,
person
he
too. I think.
also played a blind dude.
Yeah, which is funny. That is funny. He did play a blind dude in there. He's also Ip Man.
Ip Man.
Some people say
Man.
IP Man, where he steals people's IP addresses. That's his
Kane. His name was Kane.
Yeah, Kane. And he has a standalone movie coming out that he's reprise that character. It's gonna be all about him.
Okay.
But yeah, no, there's this one day
Cool.
movie he's in where he's like a teacher. That one's pretty good. I don't know. I like that's like it has a very like 90s vibe to it where there's a group of bad kids and he's a teacher and he's trying to go ahead and like I think it's called Big Brother. I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
But it's a really good movie. I liked it. Me and my wife watched it and we're like, man, this was a pretty good movie. It's one of those things that touches your heart. Yeah.
Okay. I know a different movie called Big Brother that is nothing like that.
Okay, so that's not that one. Yeah, I believe it's called.
I mean, it's called Big Brother, but it's not that.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese Yakuza movie.
Oh yeah, no,
Big
it's
Brother.
definitely not
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah, Big Brother. Yeah, 2018 film. Yeah, that's it. What's next? We're skipping the
last
PlayStation
one.
Plus catalog.
Yeah.
Saros. Yeah,
That
from
kinda just
Housemarque.
reminded me of a
Returnal?
a Sony version of Warhammer.
Oh really? It looked like Returnal to me. I thought this was like Returnal
Okay.
DLC or something. I mean, technically speaking, it is Returnal because it's the same concept. You die, you come back to life. You
Well, it's
continue
about
going.
Housemark too. So
Yep,
Hmm.
all made by Housemark. I believe the guy they showed also, he's a famous actor, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably
oh
a
really?
Hollywood actor.
Yeah.
He looks like the dude from RRR. I don't know if it's him though.
No, he's a shoot, I saw the thing too. Oh yeah, here it is. No, that's the name, and he's a famous actor because I saw it somewhere. I don't remember his name, and there's not I can't think of any movie I've seen him in. But he's a famous actor. That's all that matters. He's a famous actor. But looks cool.
Just call it Saros hyphen famous actor.
Yeah. Soros actor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shinobi Art of Vengeance looks great.
Yes. No,
Oh,
first
this
episode.
guy. Okay. I know the actor.
Yeah, when you see his face, you're like, okay, I think I've seen him somewhere.
Yep.
He's a familiar
I know
face.
this actor. I know him from iZombie on the CW.
Mm. Yeah, Shinobi, Art of
Shinobi.
Vengeance. Pretty cool. People were asking for another Shinobi. Didn't they actually, when Sega showed off the thing, didn't they show a Shinobi game? Remember when they were showing the like Jet Set Radio and a bunch of like remake Streets of Rage? Do you remember when they
Did
did
they?
that announcement? Yeah, like their remake project or whatever they called it.
I think so. Yeah.
I thought they showed Shinobi,
Oh, maybe.
but this is the announcement trailer. But I felt like we saw a Shinobi already. I forgot. Do you guys remember what that trailer was called? Sega remake trailer or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. I thought they did. I could be wrong. This is something I probably should have researched. Sega 5 games remakes. Let me see.
Yeah, it looks like they did a thing at the Game Awards, but they were announcing stuff.
Yeah. This was like not the last Game Awards, but the other. Oh
no,
no.
the one 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I remember. I do remember.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, this was it. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking at the trailer. Yeah, it was this the exact same game.
Yeah, so showing it is the same game? Oh,
Yeah,
they did
it's the
show
same
it?
game. Yeah, they did show it.
Okay.
I can tell
so,
based on the art style.
so I wasn't crazy because it shows the announcement trailer, but I was like, wait a minute, I could have sworn we saw something like this already. But I didn't want to say anything because I thought, maybe I am crazy. I am a little bit crazy, but still. Yeah, Shinobi Art of Adventures looks cool. Now we got Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi in the same year. 2D side-scrolling action, which is kind of cool. Though
Which one are you gonna play more of? Because
probably Ninja Gaiden,
very
honestly.
similar.
I probably play more Ninja Gaiden, and to me, they have bigger shoes to fill because the Messenger was such a great game that now they have to compete against the Messenger. Like, even though Ninja Gaiden, was the original and they, base it off of that, I'm sorry, but the Messenger was top notch. It's gonna be hard to compete with that. They honestly should have just had the developers of the Messenger make a new Ninja Gaiden game. That would have been better. But I think they're busy with their new their third
They're
game.
doing Sea of Stars right now.
Yeah, they have the DLC, but they already said that they already moved the majority of the team to start the third game that they're going to be working on, which is also in the same universe as the Messenger and Sea of Stars. That's gonna be interesting
Cool.
to see what they go with that. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, cool, I guess. Like they're just not as good as Mario Kart. I'm sorry.
I did not like Team Sonic Racing that much.
I
I
don't like
tried
it
playing
either.
it a couple times and it just felt very stiff and everything. Because here's the thing, I loved that Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing game that transformed that came out like in
Yeah.
the 360 era and it's on Steam and stuff. That game's really fun and it has like Beat from Jet Set Radio and a bunch of other characters. I think Vice is in it from Skies of Arcadia. Lee, what's her name from Space Channel 5? Leela, whatever her
Yeah.
name is. That game is really cool and original in the combat, and it's very Mario Kart-esque, and I would say that's Sega's closest proximity to Mario Kart. But this is like, it just feels like kind of on lines. You're just kind of racing in a line, and I mean, this is kind of interesting because you're going into different worlds, and it kind of has a Ratchet and Clank. What was that new game called that came out on
Rift
PS5?
Apart.
Rift Apart, yeah, kind of like Rift Apart vibes or whatever. So maybe it'll be interesting, but I didn't like Team Sonic Racing, so I'm a little ambivalent, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what goes there. I'm gonna kind of speed run some of this. We'll highlight probably like two of them coming up, but Split Fiction. I mean,
We're gonna play that, you
seen-
and I.
yep, We are.
We're gonna do
Uh,
it.
that I honestly don't need to see any more of this. Like I'm already,
It
I
looks
was already
great.
sold from the first time I saw it. So yeah.
We've seen the announcement on this because they showed out the Game Awards.
Yep. Exactly. Splitgate 2,
Don't care.
February 27th. Yeah, not our cup of tea,
It's gonna be
unfortunately.
dead on arrival, probably.
Probably.
I mean, the first one actually did pretty well.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should shut up.
The first one actually did pretty well. So for people who like the game, this will be a welcome upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
And then you
Stellar
got your
Blade
Stellar
DLC.
Blade.
Talk to me.
Yep. So Stellar Blade DLC got announced with Goddess of Victory Nikki, I believe it is pronounced Nikki, I don't know. Coming, it's gonna be available on PS5 and the PC launch is also coming,
Yes.
which is nice.
I'll be all over that.
So yeah, I'll finally be able
Actually,
to play.
so since Stellar Blade's coming out on PC, I actually might buy it on PC because I'm gonna be able to run it better.
Yeah.
So actually, might.
I have it on my wish list already. So we'll be getting that probably not day one because it comes out in March on PC, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, June.
June. Okay. Oh yeah, my
Oh, then
birthday.
I got time.
Yes, I got plenty of time. Yeah. But yeah, Cellblade, looking cool. Doing updates. Nice. The Midnight Walk. I feel like we saw this before. Maybe not.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
PSVR,
remember
I
seeing
think.
a clay animation type thing. I think it was announced on the PSVR thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna skip this one. We're gonna put this at the end.
Okay. Understandable.
Warriors Abyss. It's basically Dynasty Warriors, but like Diablo style. At least that's what it looked to
Is
me.
it free to play?
Okay.
I don't know. It's available
Okay.
already. I don't know if it's free to play.
Yeah, so Dynasty Warriors gets a rogue like
find out.
twist. Okay.
How you spell Warriors?
WARR.
Nope, $25.
Okay, 25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We
why
lost
this
your
turned
video,
25.
James.
Oh yeah, probably because I put Steam over it. What the heck happened? No, my camera died. How did
Oh,
my
no.
camera die?
Oompa
It's
Loompa.
like plugged in here. I
doopity-doo.
don't know
Oh,
why it died. I don't know. Oh, it might be
That's
I thought I shut off the battery power saving thing. Maybe that's what it is. Because I gotta shut off the battery saver mode. So they probably thought that, oh well, the camera's not being used, so let's shut it off. It is being used.
I might check out Warriors at some point.
It's funny how Dynasty Warriors started out as a fighting game, like a fighting two people game.
I didn't know that. My first
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors experience was on PS2.
Dynasty Warriors 2.
Okay.
Maybe. Whatever was in a demo
Okay.
disc. It was in some demo
Okay.
disc that I played, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, I'm fighting millions of enemies. This is awesome. And then I
And none of them
realized how
attack you,
boring it
funnily
was.
enough.
Yeah, the only Warriors games I really enjoyed was Dynasty Warriors Gundam, just because it has Gundams.
Mhm.
Okay.
And what was the other one? Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors as well. Of course, the Nintendo Center.
What? You like Fire Emblem? What?
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah, anything Fire Emblem you throw at me, I'll get it. Like,
Yep.
if they had a Fire Emblem turn-based RPG, well, I mean, there is tactical RPG, but like a turn-based, like, you know, Final Fantasy style,
like a Final
I would
Fantasy.
get it.
Yeah.
That are
Mar
like a
Ujo, good
Suikoden-
evening. Welcome to the podcast. Well, what's up?
Like a Suikoden version.
Yeah, I would get it.
Fire Emblem Suikoden.
If they had a Fire Emblem puzzle game, I would get it. I use the Fire Emblem theme every time I'm playing Tetris 99, which that just reminded me I have to do the Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Yeah,
theme.
I beat that. I got
Yeah.
a Tetris Maximus and I unlocked it. So that was a highlight of my week is getting Tetris Maximus on that.
WWE 2K25, The Island, which looks like it's like
Yeah.
a online like social hub where you can wrestle. It's up to 50 players at a time. So pretty cool for all the wrestling fans
I
out
haven't
there.
enjoyed a wrestling game since Revenge and
Mhm.
No Mercy and WrestleMania on N64. I haven't enjoyed one since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like Raw versus NWO or what was it? What was it?
It was WCW versus NWO World
Yeah,
Tour Revenge. Then on WWF there was No Mercy, WrestleMania, and maybe one more. But those games were amazing.
Yeah. I think I
Those are
played that
fun
one.
ones.
Yeah, because WCW versus NWO had Sting in all of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Rey Mysterio, all that, because they weren't part
Yep.
of the same thing. Yeah. So that one I did play. And then I think I did play I don't know which one I played. I played another one on N64. I just don't remember. But yeah,
There was
we
like
would go-
Raw. Wasn't great.
I think it was Raw. Was the
Raw,
one I played,
okay.
maybe. I just remember creating a character and then
Mhm.
you know going through and playing with them. So Yeah, and the final game on this list, the one that we skipped over, Tides of Annihilation. This one, yeah, the minute I saw that, I'm like, oh, another Final Fantasy 15 like game, but it looked awesome. Like honestly, this looks amazing. I'm
Looks
excited.
so
Somebody
good.
had pointed out it looked like a better version of Valkyrie Elysium, which
Mm.
I can see it. Like it definitely looks like a better version of Valkyrie Elysium. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Like this is probably, I think, out of all the games they showed, I'm gonna say I think this is the one I'm most excited for. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer right now,
Mhm.
and it again, it's kind of like that Chinese game. It's just really speaking my language. It's
Mhm.
like action adventure, Devil May Cry-esque. It's got some near to it. The art style is incredible. The enemies look great. It's just very gothic and fantasy, and it's dark and gritty,
Mhm.
and yeah, it looks fantastic. I can't wait for this. When's this coming
So the
out?
so the character's name is Gwendolyn, right? So I'm wondering if it plays into the like Camelot Arthurian,
Oh, okay.
because
Probably.
you're in London, you're in
Yep.
England.
Yep.
'Cause you
And
see Big Ben in the trailer. So
yeah, and this is also developed by a Chinese developer as well.
oh,
Oh,
is
is
it?
it?
Eclipse
Okay, I didn't
Studio.
know that.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Have they done any other games, or is this their first one?
I think this is their first one.
Okay, well, it looks good for being their first game. So
It does.
I mean, this is part of they said this is part of PlayStation. They did I forgot what it's called, but they have like a project where they invested in China. So they invested in a
okay,
bunch of developers in China, and this is one of those games as part of that. I think it's what is it called? I
What?
forgot, but yeah, they have the project that the PlayStation did,
Oh,
but they announced it like at one point where they're doing a huge project to invest from developers in China to make games on PlayStation. But yeah, this is one of it looks cool. Like that first opening scene where it shows like the like I don't know what it is, like
here it
jumping out of the
is.
water. It reminded
It's
me
called
of Final
the
Fantasy 15. Mhm.
it's called the China Hero Project.
There we go. I knew it was something like that. I just didn't want to say it.
That's cool though that they did that. That
Mm.
they threw out money
Yeah.
to developers in China to like make games for them.
Yeah.
So
and I mean,
kudos to them.
Black Myth Wukong did gangbusters, so far
Yeah,
they're batting
Yeah.
pretty well. Not to mention
Yeah.
the free to play stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, the combat in this looks pretty dope. It looks really cool.
Hmm
I see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, it reminds me of a like Elysium, yes. But
Mhm.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, it just kind of reminds me of JoJo's Adventure. Like
Hmm.
she's got like stands,
Yeah.
like like that she can summon to fight for her. But it
I've
looks
never
like you can do
seen
two at a
JoJo.
time. Yeah, but it looks like you can do two at a time based on the gameplay. You can do two at a time.
Let's see. Have you seen the Coconut Simulator? No, I do not know what that is. Yeah, it looks very inspired by Final Fantasy 15. Like everything I'm looking at here is like, okay, this is Final Fantasy 15. This is Leviathan attacking. Oh, running through like the building there. That looks like Final Fantasy 15. But yeah, this looks cool. Definitely something that I'm
Oh
excited for.
shoot! So they have an extended gameplay trailer on the PlayStation blog of this game,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see her use 4 different abilities in one fight.
So she can swap them out. It looks like,
Yeah,
or
like real quick.
switch.
I see something that's like fire, something that's ice, something that's wind.
Yeah.
And like doing it
But
real
like
fast. So you
like
probably have
like 16.
like things assigned to buttons is probably what it looks like.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Maybe less like 16. Like because 16 has where you swap out through your primals and then you get different
Yeah.
abilities. Like if you use Garuda, you have wind, and then you could swap it mid fight to, Phoenix or whatever the case might be, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah,
for that. Like,
you'd have to look at the gameplay trailer because it's like almost 12 minutes long. So
oh,
we have to
nice.
watch it at my own time.
yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that later then. Cool. That is pretty much everything in the state of play. Like I said, I think Tides of Annihilation is the one that I'm most excited for. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'd say so. It looks good.
I mean, obviously, I'm stoked about the new DLC for Stellar Blade and the PC port.
Mm-hmm.
Split Fiction is gonna be great. Can't wait to go through that with you. You're right. I'd say probably Tides of Annihilation, but also I'm not short selling. What's that other one called? Lost Soul Aside.
So sorry. Yeah.
So I'd say like between those are probably the most. But we kind of graded this, I think, in the Discord, and I think I said like C plus B minus. I just
Yep.
really wish there was something that I don't even know. Just something that really gripped me, made me like drop my phone or something in amazement and get on the floor and thank God that this is coming out and that this wasn't this. It wasn't the state of play. I thought that was kind of hyped.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like for me, it's a C. Um,
Okay.
I I don't like doing like the plus and minus stuff. I just like to just be generic, like C, and it's like, if it's a B, it's a B. It's a C, it's a C. Uh, but it was still good, right? Like C to me is still good, right? Not amazing, not the best thing ever, but there's a lot of games here to be excited for, in my opinion. Some of the stuff we already know
Yeah, you're
about.
just grading as a whole, not
Yeah,
just the ones that were announced.
yeah. As a whole, yeah. There's a C. Um, honestly, just it was one of those things. It started off great, got kind of boring, and then finished great again. So it kind of did one of those things, which I get it. I think it's a smart move, right? It draws you in, you're full in, and then over time, you're kind of like, okay, what's next? What's next? And at the end, you're like, oh yeah, this is the most amazing thing. Because you end with a banger, you're gonna be like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. Nintendo does that a lot with their one more
Yep.
things, and
One
that's
more
how they
thing.
get
Yep.
you super super hype.
Yep.
But overall, I'm tired of seeing Monster Hunter Wilds. So for now on, my grading score goes, if Monster Hunter Wilds is shown, it's automatic F. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, that means if the Switch 2 reveal shows Monster Hunter Wilds, it's an F. I'm sorry. Uh, that would suck. But like, Monster Hunter Wilds, I can care less about. Not that I can care less. Like, I'm gonna get it, right? I'm gonna play
Couldn't
Monster
care
Hunter
less.
Wilds. I love it. I just don't want to see it again. I'm tired of seeing it. Onimusha 2, while I'm excited to see it, I really do like seeing it. It's over a year away. I can wait. Like, show me towards the end of the year. Shinobi, cool. But after seeing Ninja Gaiden, I don't care much about, Shinobi, unfortunately. Uh Lost Soul Abide. We've seen it multiple times. It's nice to finally get a release date. Liza P DLC, cool. Stellar Blade DLC, cool. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, they didn't announce the PC release date in the state of play, right? That was like a press release after.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because I don't remember seeing that at all in the state of play, and I remember reading about it after. I was like, oh, it's coming to PC now, or the release date of it. What else? I mean, that's really it. Digimon Story Time Stranger. While I was excited for this, this is not something that, in my opinion, is like game changer, right? Like, it doesn't have the feel of. I'm trying to think of a game. What's a Sony game?
Like a new Pokemon.
Like a new Last of Us.
Yeah, like a new
I don't know.
Pokemon, I guess. Yeah, like a new
Okay.
Last of Us, like a new Uncharted. It doesn't have that feel. So yeah, I think to me a C is fair in my opinion. What about you, fan?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't too bad. It was fine.
Mhm.
It had enough to where I've got a couple games that I'm excited about. Other ones are kind of just,
Mhm.
not for me because other people will probably like it, which is, they try to cater everybody, which I understand.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like as a whole, like you guys said last time to me, like you gotta cater to everybody. It's not just like a set demographic. Um, but at the same time, to me, I'm like, some of the stuff we've seen already. So I have to kind of like, I'm looking at more like the newer content and stuff that I'm excited for, or maybe if not newer content, a bigger reveal. Like seeing Split Fiction again to me was just like, okay, I'm getting it.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't need to see it again. Monster Hunter Wilds again, I don't need to see that. Stuff like that, like I don't need to see. Lost Soul aside, having a release date could have been a press release. It's not something that I need to see again in a trailer because you showed me the last time and the time before that and the time before that. I've seen it already plenty of times. So yeah, that's my take on this. Cool. I guess yeah, we lost Ash halfway. So
Yeah, he
I
said
don't
he
know
had
what happened
computer
there.
issues. He
Oh,
put in
okay.
He's
the
having computer issues.
front chat. Yeah.
Oh no, Discord.
Okay.
Okay, I did not see that. But yeah, that is everything that we have for today's podcast. Anything else you guys want to comment on before we end it?
No?
I don't think so.
They shared the gameplay trailer in the open field, so if you guys want to watch it, you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Avowed is getting very good reviews. Speaking of Microsoft stuff. I'm gonna play that on Game Pass. I want to check it out.
Yeah, I'll eventually get to Avowed. I'm too deep into Golden Sun Dark Dawn that even though I want to play my Steam Deck now, I'm probably just gonna take this and start playing Dark Dawn. Honestly.
It is
Yeah, I don't think there's
Arthurian.
anything else out there that we.
Would you say, Fan?
The game Tides of Annihilation is Arthurian.
Is what?
Camelot Arthurian.
Oh,
Like, it's from
Arthurian.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
Arthurian. Yeah. I just saw one of the characters. Their name is Mordred. I'm like, oh, yep. It's
Okay,
King
so they're
Arthur.
probably from that.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
cool. I think that's a cool angle.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's not
Yeah.
explored very often. In
Well, it
games.
does look like too that like there's a scene that looks like it's the sword in the stone, right? So like there is a thing that looks like that. That's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it's different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and end today's podcast here. Apologize for all of the mistakes in the beginning. Again, I switched the way we do the multi-stream, so of course, that was bound to happen. I also switched the way the audio is routed too. I'm using also a different noise suppression, so hopefully the audio sounds good. I'm using Wavelength or Elgato Wavelength's new built-in noise suppression, the new one that they did called, I don't even remember the name. What is
I think
it
you
called?
sound pretty good today.
Does it? Okay. Hopefully it sounds
I think so.
good. What is it called?
Noise removal?
Voice focus.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Did you do the update to the Wavelength at all?
Probably not.
Oh, so they added Elgato added a new thing called voice focus, which is supposed to be using AI, similar to NVIDIA noise suppression, but it runs through your CPU instead of your GPU. And this is me testing that out, and so far, yeah, like me testing it on myself seemed pretty good, and it's working good. I was having a lot of issues with NVIDIA noise removal; it just wasn't working randomly, which is very annoying. But this seems to block out the background noise a lot better than noise removal does, and it's using AI to kind of like if I drop something, it's supposed to cut that out. What the heck? My
Just like your
camera again
camera
did
just
that.
now?
Yeah, man.
I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at why it's doing that. Oh, it could be overheating. Actually, I didn't think about that
Oh.
because I'm actually doing this in 4K instead of 1080p. Yeah,
Oh, well,
it's
there you go.
overheating. That's why it's shutting off. Whoopsie. That makes sense. Yeah, because I'm actually this is 4K and that's why it's doing that. So I gotta. Yeah, there it is. I see the overheating sign. No, don't get the
I'll
Sony
just,
ZV.
Put a little fan on it.
I should. I think I'm gonna have to buy it because when I was also recording my last video, I shot it in 4K too, and it was overheating. So I had to stop for a little bit and then continue. Yeah, don't get the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II if you're gonna do 4K video. It overheats pretty bad. I probably should have spent a little bit more on a camera and got something a little bit better, but it's what it is. You learn your lesson. Waste of $1,100.
I mean, you could probably put a little fan on it. And
Yeah.
keep it cool.
I did see this YouTube channel called Think Media. They have like a little thing of recommended accessories for this camera, and that was one of them that they showed off. It's like a USB-C powered one, or it's battery powered, so you can recharge it. But they said you can get like almost 3 hours more out of the ZVs, which is crazy. You get 3 hours more just by putting a small little fan on a camera. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and
that's not good engineering necessarily.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this before my camera dies again because I can see the overheating sign right there, and the camera is super hot. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow on Twitch. Also follow on TikTok if you're on TikTok. We do the podcast every Sunday, so you can catch us every Sunday doing the podcast. Apologize for not being here the past 2 weeks, but a couple things happened. Me being sick, Super Bowl, and a bunch of other stuff. But we will try to better plan the podcast for the future. We are also going to be switching the date in the future as well. So the closer we get to that date, we will let you guys know what they will do to the podcast. Join us every Thursday and Friday for our streams. And this week, I will have a video. If you're on YouTube, definitely watch all my videos. If you're not on YouTube, go to YouTube, watch the videos that I have on there. I'm also planning to try to do a little bit more shorts and TikTok videos, which are literally the same thing. And post more of those when I get the chance. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Bryant, where can I catch you at?
I'm at Red So Deep on Blue Sky.
What about you, Fan?
You can catch me at Phaneckswhy on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
Yeah. And as always, catch me right here at the Random Encounter. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.